Hi everyone, today we're going to write Mastermind or Wordle in Python. Let's get started. First, we're going to need a way to randomize our answer, because we're just going to do 5 random characters A through F. If you want to do it more like Wordle, you can get a list of words instead. So first we're going to make the answer, and then we're going to populate it with, I think I said 5 letters. And we're going to choose a random letter A through F. So that's random dot choice. And then we give it A through F. What else do we need? Nothing for now, so we're going to do, let's take this opportunity to ask the user whether they want scoring like Mastermind or like Wordle. The difference being, in Mastermind, it just tells you you have this many in the right place, and this many in the wrong place, and this many just wrong. Whereas in Wordle, it tells you per letter. This one is in the right place. This one is in the word, but in the wrong place. Let's call it mode. We're going to ask for that from the user. Mastermind, we don't need to do that. Mastermind or Wordle scoring. And we're going to lowercase it. And we're only going to look at the first letter. Let's look at the first letter first, so that we only lowercase one character. What next? Now we're going to have the user's guesses. Let's limit it to I don't know, 6 or something. Now we're gonna reuse I, which is okay, because we used it just to make sure we did something 5 times. And after this, I is just 4 still, and we're not going to do it again, so we can just reuse it. 5 letters in the word, and here we're going to say 6 yeses. Max. So what do we have to do? We have to get input from the user saying what their guess is, and then we have to evaluate it and tell them which ones are right and wrong, and then we have to see if they've guessed it correctly or not, like if they've gotten the answer, or if they've run out of guesses. So the way we're going to do that is first we're going to check the most important thing, which is we need to get the input from the user. Guess equal, going to use the input function again, and that's going to be, what are we going to ask? We can ask guess 5 letters A through F, like A, C, E, F, B, or something, just to give them a little example. That. Okay, and now that we actually have the guess, here's what we'll do. We're going to be changing the guess as we go. So instead of a string, we're going to use a list, because a string cannot be changed. it is immutable. If you want to have a different string than the one you've got, you have to build a new one, and then you can throw the old one away or whatever. So we're going to change that into a list. Alright, and so the first thing we're going to change, we're going to do, is we're going to check the most important part, which is how many are correct in the correct place. And the way we do that is we're going to look at each letter in the guess and the answer at the same time, and we're just going to compare them. So we're going to look at the first character of both and see if they're the same, the second character of both, see if they're the same, and so on. So the way we do that is we're going to just look at each index, and then we're going to look at the guess at that index and the answer at that index. So I'm going to call it index. I would call it I again, but we are still using that. Guess. Now usually you don't want to do a construction like this. You just want to do for letter yes, but we are going to need each index. So that's okay. And what are we going to do with each index? We're going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's, so we're going to say if the guess at this index is the same as the answer at this index, then here's what we're going to do. We're going to change the guess, and we're going to change at that character to something that's going to tell us this one is in the right place. Equals, and I'm going to get an exclamation mark. Now there's something else we also have to do, because after this step, we'll be checking for characters which are in the word but in the wrong place. And we want to handle repeats. So if the letter A appears once in a word in the answer, but our guess has 2 A's, we want to say it's in the word once, and the other A, the second one that we get to, is wrong. But we want to prioritize the one that's in the right place. So that's what we're doing. Things that are an exact match first. So we're going to say the guess at this place is an exclamation mark, and the answer at this place is going to be, it can also change, I guess, it's fine, to the same thing, just so that we kind of remove it from consideration. We don't want to say, if the first letter in the answer is A, and our guess starts with AA, we want to say, you got this in the right place, and the next one is completely wrong. That's what we want. So this will ensure we do that by taking it out. Next, we're going to look at what's in the word but in the wrong place. And here we use index, that's fine. So this is just kind of looking through it again. And this time, we're just seeing if the guess at this index is just in the answer somewhere. And if it is, then we want to change this one to something else. Question mark. And also we have to change or remove whatever this is. So we can't say answer index equals question mark like we did for this. We can't just do that again, because this time we're checking in. So we could be checking the first letter, and it could find it somewhere else in the answer. So what we're going to do is we could find where this letter is and change it, but instead we're just going to remove it. Lists have a method called remove that looks for whatever item you give it, and the first time it finds it in the list, it takes it out. This is a little different from pop, which does something similar but just goes by index. So pop 0 would remove the first item in the list, but remove 0 would look for the number 0 in your list. So answer remove whatever we found here, and we can't do that second because at this point it is a question mark. We have to do that first. We're going to remove it from the answer and then change the guess to that. That's all we got to do for that. And then we're going to go through it again one more time. And we're going to say anything that's not one of these is going to change to that, something that tells us not in the word. Okay. And then now we have to see two things. Kind of one, but two paths. We're gonna evaluate the answer and see if we've won, how far we are. So the first thing we're going to do is see if this is the correct answer. So correct answer means everything is in the right place. And so that's list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then that means you win, and we don't need any more guesses. But if it's not quite there, then we'll have to tell the user where they're at so they can make more guesses. And that's it's going to be like one of two things. Because this, actually, now that I see this, I think I would like to add it over here. Just in case. Make sure we enter something lowercase. And if we don't, it will be lowercase anyway. And then, what have we got? Yes, we need to tell the user what's up. So now we need to look at the mode. What kind of scoring are we going to use? So if the mode is Wordle scoring, then we're kind of done. But if we're using Mastermind scoring, then we don't want to, we want to not give the user hints about where each one of these is. And we can do that by just sorting the guess. And that'll kind of group everything together without telling us where each correct letter is. So if mode is Mastermind, then we will sort it, which means yes is going to be sorted. I think we can actually do guess not sort. Yeah. Can we? I'm not sure. Let's just do guess equals sorted guess. And now that we have our feedback either scrambled or not, I mean scrambled compared to the original order, we can just print it. And that would be print. And we could just do this, but that'll show us a list with the brackets and commas and everything. And a basic way to avoid that is to join everything on our list together into a string, and we want them to be combined with nothing in between. So we'll just say nothing dot join yes. So some languages will have a method for lists and stuff where you say guess dot join and then you give it whatever character you want between. In Python it's the other way around, because we know that this will always be a string because you're joining them into a new string, and it works on strings, list, set, anything that you can iterate over. So instead of having a join method for each of those, it's just a join method for strings. Now we have told the user what they want, and we have done that. What do we do next? I think that's pretty much it. So after that, we're going to have an else. And this else, as you can see by the level it's at, is attached to the for loop. And when you have an else attached to a for loop, it tells you whether that loop finished normally or whether there was a break. So if it finished normally, that means we went through all the possible guesses and didn't get the correct answer. And if there was a break, it means we won. So in our else, we'll say guesses, the answer was, and then answer. Seems okay to me so far. So now what we do is we save it and we test it. Let's start with Wordle scoring for simplicity. 5 letters, A, B, C, D, E. So there's an A, a C, and a D, but no B or E. Let's try C, F, D, A, maybe another C, I don't know. Whoops, it didn't like that. Oh. So we have a bug. Oh, because we're changing the answer. So what happened here was that we went through and we were removing things, and then we expected to be able to go through each thing in the answer because we were changing the answer. So it only works for one guess. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy. And the way we copy a list is not like this. If we do this, we are just giving a new name to the same list, and we can refer to it by either name as much as we want, but we'll only have one list between the two of them. So there are a few ways to make a copy. You can use you can import copy and use copy.copy or copy.keepcopy, or you can say a complete slice of the list, or you can say make a new list out of the answer. And that's what we'll do. That should work better. Let's try that again with Wordle scoring. And A, B, C, D, E. So So there's A, B, D, and E, but all in the wrong place. So how about E, D, F, E, A? Oh, tilted something wrong. What did I do this time? We made a... Oh, we're checking answer and not feedback. We have to actually use this everywhere. Whoops. It's kind of important. We created it, but then never used it. So this time we will use it. The guess, the answer. Okay. That should work a little better. As long as I don't write something that starts with M, it'll be Wordle scoring. A, B, C, D, E. We have A, C, and E. How about C, F, E, F, A. So we have C, F, E. There's only one F in there. Could be another A or something. About E, A, E, we know there's no B in there and no D. So it's all A, C, E, and F. A, E, A, E, F, C. I don't know. F, E. Oh, and there's no second E. A, C, A. I'm running out of guesses. So the first letter is not A, C, E, or F. Could it be B or D? No. I've tried A, C, E, and F, and they are all in the wrong place. But B and D are not in there at all. What was it? F, C, C, A, E. So I tried F, and it said that's wrong. So we've got a bug, for sure. If guess index equals feedback index, so feedback, make a list out of the answers so we can use that. If it's this, then we change it to, if it's match, we change the guess to an exclamation mark. And oh, we've been changing the exclamation marks. So every time it finds an exclamation mark, it removes it. We don't want that. Let's change it to something else. How about a space, so it doesn't find it again? That should work better. Yeah. Because we don't want to go through it a second time and then see, oh, there's an exclamation mark. Is that in the feedback? Well, yes, it is, because we changed both of that. Let's fix that. Scoring A, B, C, D, E. Now we know there's a C right there. That's better. And there's an A and a B, but they're in the wrong place. Let's try B, A. C, F. B, something, C, something, F. Well, we know there's an A and an F in there, but they're in the wrong place. So how about B, F, C, A, F? We won! Hooray! Oh, we have another bug. Out of guess. Out of guesses. That's better. Okie doke. And what we can do, we can move this over here. And then it fits on one screen. Doesn't really matter, but I prefer that. So, are we brave enough to try Mastermind scoring? We'll try it. Let's try Mastermind scoring this time. A, B, C, D, E. And now it has one correct thing and two completely incorrect and two close matches. But it's not necessarily A. That's correct. It could be B, A, C, D, E. No. So I moved something and then it was wrong. Nope. Oh. So now there's one correct thing. So it starts with a C. I'm not going to get it in two guesses. That's okay. C, F, F, E, A. I don't know. Oh, no, it wasn't a C. Oh, it was the D over there. A, D, F, F, E. So I had two correct this time, somewhere. But it was A, D, B, B, D. I was getting closer, but I mean it works. So I think that is it, and that's how we write this, and that's how we program. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.